Just today, I've had several of you ask me to talk about this case, and just today, there was a ginormous update. Let's talk about Anna Kepner. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer, everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. All right, you guys have been seeing all over the headlines over the past week or so the story of the girl that was found stuffed under a bed on a cruise ship earlier this month. Apparently around the 6th was the last time this girl was actually seen. They're claiming that her date of death or her time of death was 11/7 at 11:17 a.m. Very, very specific. Very, very specific. But she didn't come off the cruise ship until the 8th of November. I'm recording this on 11/21. So yes, it has been a little over 2 weeks or so since this story started going around. What we know so far is honestly very little, at least from what I can see, to give you the most recent updated information that we have as of now. Because like I stated, as of 3:30, they've released cause of death. And it's not really what a lot of people were expecting. It's not really what I was expecting, but let's get to what we know so far first. So Anna was on this cruise ship with her father, her stepmother, and her step siblings. Now, the parents seem to have had their own room while Anna and her stepbrothers shared a room together. Apparently, before her and her now ex-boyfriend broke up, he was also supposed to be on this cruise. So you have to wonder about that situation, if that would have changed anything. I don't really know.
The truth needs to come out. There were signs before this.
This man said those feelings are based on what he's heard from his nephew, Anna's ex-boyfriend, Josh, too.
That was my first love. She was the best that ever happened to me. And I'd even walk to her work to see her, for like 5-10 minutes.
I'm praying and hoping that this will come out so that they will have a solid case and justice will be done for why she's not with us today.
But we do know is that the stepbrother, the oldest one, the 16-year-old, is like the suspect. And we only really know that because there is a custody situation that's going on between Anna's stepmother, who is the biological mother of the 16-year-old, who is the suspect, and in the court documents for the custody order and asking for dates and stuff for things that are going on to be pushed back, it says that one of the children involved in the custody order is a suspect in the situation. The ex-boyfriend of Anna's is also coming out and saying that he has witnessed some disturbing things before and has even told her parents, has told his own family, has apparently even told the police about these things.
She was scared of him.
Stephen Weston says his son, Joshua, who was dating Anna, witnessed a disturbing incident during a FaceTime call.
Her stepbrother come in the room when she was sleeping and get on top of her.
Joshua warned Anna's family.
That I tried to tell the parents that this was happening, and they didn't want to believe me.
All I have to say to that is if that is true, and these parents still put this boy and this girl in a room together on a cruise ship knowing there was already some issues there.
She was sharing a room like this one with her 14-year-old brother and the 16-year-old stepbrother. There was a queen-sized bed. That's where Anna slept, and bunk beds for the two boys.
She complained about her being uncomfortable around him.
Stu said he's shared information with authorities with no charges filed and no arrests made.
Yeah, I think it's time that parents start being held responsible for whenever they don't really pay attention to all the signs that are right in their faces. But it was on the way back to Miami when all of this happened. Again, on 11/6, which was what day? That was a Thursday. They were all eating dinner, and Anna said she didn't feel very well and wanted to go back to her cabin. Well, on 11/7, when a maid went inside the room to clean it up, make the bed, do all the things, she found Anna's body, not only wrapped up in blankets and stuffed under the bed, but wrapped up in blankets. And then there were life jackets also on top of her, extra camouflage, extra trying to hide the fact that there was anything wrapped up in a blanket down there to make someone think it was just a bunch of life jackets being stored under the bed so the family could have easy access later on. Definitely had some thought behind trying to hide what was happening there. Now, I find it a little strange that the family wouldn't have been already wondering where the hell she was. Because if the maid's going to go into the room and start doing some cleanup, I'm going to assume that the brothers, the stepbrothers that she was sharing that room with, weren't already in there. So what was the story? What was the story being told to the mom and dad? Because apparently the mom and dad were at breakfast without the kids while Anna's body was being found. So where were the boys? Because there was two. There's a 16-year-old and then a younger one. And apparently the one that's now like the suspect is staying with another relative because they're not in police custody yet. They're still waiting for more information to come back. Now, again, the cause of death has come back as of just like a few minutes before I've posted this video. As a matter of fact, I was writing down all of these notes when a channel called iDetective Author posted at 3:20 p.m. on 11/21 the fact that this broke. I'm recording this right now at 3:37 p.m. at the time this is coming out of my face. Yeah, very much like, holy crap, the timing. Now, I will say this is coming from ABC News, and this is coming from a source. So I have to also sort of take the details of this, the very specifics of this, with a grain of salt, the same way that we have to do TMZ, because we already know how these anonymous sources usually end up. But let's go ahead and see what this ABC News article has to say. And again, it seems like this is the original article about this cause of death. But it states that a source that was briefed on the investigation told ABC News on Friday, which is right now, today, that she died from asphyxiation resulting from a bar hold or an arm across the neck. Does that mean like this? Or like this, to where like her neck is here and like you're putting weight on the arm in order to cut? Oh, okay. Investigators found 2 bruises on the side of her neck, but it doesn't say which side. The FBI has continued to decline to comment, citing the ongoing investigation. The Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office declined to comment on Friday. So this is just a source, and all of the official people are not really saying anything. It goes on to say, according to the source, the preliminary information indicates there were no signs of SA, which is what I mean by there's a lot of people shocked by this right now because of everything that we're hearing about the brother, the stepbrother, the stepbrother. So that's crazy. Maybe there was something that was insinuated. Maybe there was a move that was made and it just never got to that point and it ended up here instead. I don't know. I'm just assuming based off of the little bit of information that we know right now. But it does say that it appears there was nothing else in her system. Now, that being said, they did play a little bit of the custody hearing in the news people stuff that I was listening to right before I found out about this breaking cause of death source that came out. And apparently this stepbrother has been under psychiatric care for like a while, and he was being allowed to drink on the cruise ship.
In a divorce hearing today between the 16-year-old suspect's parents, his mother revealed that the 16-year-old is under psychiatric care.
Has a psychiatrist appointment on December 1st.
Her ex-husband's attorney spoke about the cruise.
The 16-year-old was allowed to drink. The teenagers were given their own room. Just a lot of circumstances that show that the mother in this case was not exercising appropriate supervision over this child.
You're not supposed to mix those things. And you're definitely not supposed to be allowing those things to be mixed when it's a child, a 16-year-old child. And again, if these behaviors had actually been told to the parents by the ex-boyfriend who saw the thing happen on FaceTime, the fact that they still allowed them to stay in the room together is a bother to me. I don't like it. I think something should happen there. It's also really crazy timing that this is happening right as the Amy Bradley thing is really starting to pick up again, and there's more tips and stuff coming in. Super crazy. But apparently there's cameras that are going to give some additional information, help figure out what happened. But my thing is that there's no cameras inside the rooms. So unless the camera is picking up the sound of a struggle, I don't know. I don't know. But again, let me know what you guys are thinking about this down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.